The learning targets for this lesson are: I could explain what a translation is, I can write and explain directions for a translation in 3 different ways, and I can translate a given figure and give the new coordinates. So when we think of translation, we think of translating different languages. But in math, translation is a little bit different. We actually think of a puzzle and sliding pieces. So the original before the translation is the exact same as the image after the translation, just in a different location. So the definition of a translation is the slide of a figure from one position to another. On a coordinate grid, it looks like this. This would be the pre-image in red, or the original, and it slid left and right to become the blue image. So again, the definition, we think of SL in translation as a slide. It slides every point the same distance and the same direction. And like I said, the original and the image are the same size and the same shape, so they are congruent figures. So if I wanted to start with this green piece, I could slide it right and down, which is a translation, or if I wanted to start with this yellow piece as the original, I could slide it left and up to become the green image. Okay, so very important, the directions can be given in 3 different ways. The easiest is in words. The second is with a T for translation and something that looks like a coordinate. And lastly, a coordinate that either adds or subtracts a number to X and adds or subtracts a number to Y. But this is the most important thing for translations. Just like graphing, you always move over and then up or down. So that first number means over, the second one is up or down, just like graphing. So let's look at a couple of examples. If I was looking at these, okay, this first translates something right 2 and up 5. So think about this in your head and then I'll give you the answers. T52 means right 5 up 2. Again, think in your head, what would translate negative 3, 4 mean? The left 3, up 4. Okay, again, think in your head, over and then up or down, T4 negative 3 would be right 4 down 3. Again, first number is over, second number is up or down, so this one would be left 3. And lastly, first number's left or right, second number's up or down, so this would be up 6. Okay, this is the last way for it to look, is it starts out with a coordinate and then it tells you to add or subtract a number to X and add or subtract a number to Y. Again, we're just looking at the number with the sign is the most important. This first number tells me left or right. The second number tells me up or down. So here I would say, what does X minus 2, X plus 4 mean? It means left 2, up 4. X plus 1, Y plus 4 would be right 1, up 4. This would be over, then up or down, so it would be down 5. This would be over, then up or down, so it would be right 4. And this one would be over and up or down, which is left 7, down 4. So now that we've looked at all the ways they can give you directions, let's look at our first example. So it says draw the image under the translation with the given coordinates. So translate, we're going to slide every point 2 to the left and 3 up. This in purple says the exact same thing, 2 to the left and 3 up. And then this down here in gray says the exact same thing, 2 left and 3 up. So if they don't give it to you in words, you do have to understand what both of these notations mean. Okay, so first thing is I'm going to take A and jump 2 to the left and 3 up. Okay, B, I'm going to jump 2 to the left and 3 up. And then C, I'm going to jump 2 to the left and 3 up. And that's okay that it overlaps. They're just saying that this picture slid 2 to the left, 3 up. Okay, very important again to label with our prime symbols so we know which one is the image. Okay. And lastly, they'd like you to take a minute and write the coordinates. So the coordinates for A are -9. I'm going to type these because it's going to be much easier. Sorry. Let's go with, it's going to be -9, 7. The coordinates for B prime are -6, 9. And the coordinates for C prime are -5, 5. Okay, let's look at another example. Again, they want us to draw the image under the given translation and give the coordinates. This time we are going to slide or translate every point 4 to the right and 5 down. Again, I want you to become familiar with these notations in purple and gray because sometimes they do not give it to you in words. So let's go 4 to the right and 5 down with every point. So I'll start with A, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Start with B, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. And lastly, C is 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Okay, connect your points. And let's label. Okay, it's just the exact same figure in a different location. So nothing is moving except each and every point, but the figure is going to look the exact same. Okay, let's take a minute and write our coordinates. Okay, A prime, oh, I forgot the prime symbol. A prime, let's go back, is at 4, -3. If you'd like to check yours, 4, -3. B is at 5/5, up 0. And C prime is at 7, -1. Okay? Last couple of examples. Let's look at one, and it says, okay, A started out at 2, 1, 4, 1 is B, and C is 5, 5. It says draw the image under the translation and give the coordinates, but they don't tell us the 3 ways the translation was given. So it just tells us A moved from 2, 1, and A prime is at 3, 0. So how did I get from 2, 1 to 3, 0? So I need to figure that out. So I'm going to say I can move right 1 and down 1. So we'll go right 1, down 1. Okay, and it does have to be always left or right first, then up or down. So I'm going to take a minute and do the same thing for T and go right 1, down 1. And then this becomes X plus 1, Y minus 1. Okay, so those are my directions to get from 2, 1 to 3, 0. So the next thing I want to do is if I have these directions, I want to do the exact same thing for point B and the exact same thing for point C. I will get my new figure. Okay, and now we'll take the last step and we will write our coordinates. Okay, we have 4, 0. And for C, we have C prime, we have 6, 4. Okay, so we're going to look at another example like that, and this last one says, name a translation that would bring the figure completely into quadrant 2. So I want to bring this figure completely into quadrant 2 and write the directions 3 ways. Well, most people would say slide it 1, 2, 3 spots to the left because then A will be in quadrant 2. This is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. So sliding left would not bring B or C into quadrant 4. So let's take into quadrant 2, I apologize. Let's take our point that's the furthest away and see how many we have to slide that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could slide 6 or more. I'm going to try 7, 8. I'm going to slide it 8 to the left. You could have then gone up or down. I just decided to say with sliding it 8. So 8 to the left. Okay, now I'm going to look at the T notation, which just says the first number is left or right. So we get -8, 0. And the last way just shows me that I'm going to subtract 8 from my X, and I'm going to add nothing to my Y, so I could just leave it as Y. So if I bring every point 8 spots to the left, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that would be B, and A would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would be A, and I could see that everything is clearly in quadrant 2. So there are a couple different ways. I could slide left 9, up 1, left 10, down, oh, I can't go down because it would be on the axis. So left and up would definitely bring me into quadrant 2. I just have to make sure I move enough spaces. Okay, so they could also ask me to do that. Lastly, I'm going to look at how these translations were moved. So if I want to go from triangle ABC to triangle DEF, how many did I move? Well, I went, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right and down 1, because B and E are corresponding parts on the triangle. So B to E would be right 5 and down 1. We'll check our answer. Right 5 and down 1. Okay. Ooh. Now let's look at ABC to GHI. Okay, ABC to GHI. So again, I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the left. B and H are corresponding parts in the triangle. So I went right 8. Okay, DEF to JKL. So I want to find corresponding parts on the triangle. So I'm going to go to D. I'll start at D. It doesn't matter. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the left, and 1, 2, 3 down, because D and J are corresponding parts of the triangle. Okay, so again, if I check my answer, 7 left and 3 down. Lastly, I just want to be able to figure out which ones are translations. So 1A to 1B, all that did was slide left to right or up and down, so that is a translation. Here, 3A to 3B, again, that just slid. That is a translation. If you look at 2A to 2B, the point is on the top on this one, and there's no point on the top, so that kind of turned. That is not a translation. And again, here, there's a point on the top, no point here. That is not a translation.